All right, Facade, you have the chance to really make a name for yourself here in NWA Mid-Atlantic. Tonight you take on Christian York.
Christian York, it's not the first time we clashed, and it won't be the last. But I tell you what, brother, by the end of the day, you'll know who the better man is.
Strong words from Facade. All right, Christian York, Facade saying he's going to be the victor here this evening in NWA Mid-Atlantic in Beckley, West Virginia.
Facade can talk about anything he wants. He can talk about if he's the better man. Facade, I know all about you. We've wrestled a few times. We've been up and down the road, but I've been all around the world. I've wrestled for the greatest companies. And right now, I'm in Beckley, West Virginia, and I'm back here in the NWA. The greatest wrestling organization this world has ever seen. So Facade, if you want to talk smack, now it's time for you to either put up or shut up. I'll see you soon. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. First, the Neon Ninja. He roams the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping, weighing in 196 pounds. Facade! And his opponent from Culpeper, Virginia, weighing 230 pounds, Christian York.
And talk about a high-profile encounter for this inaugural NWA Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. This is our first wrestling event. Christian York, TNA Gut Check winner, here tonight to face Facade, who has a heck of a reputation of his own.
Right, and here's the other thing you got to remember about Facade. Facade is trying to make a name for himself as well. I mean, he's in that Gut Check Challenge. Definitely, if you want to find out more about that, go to Facade's Facebook page. But Christian York, no slacker. And as you noted, Steve, this is a big wrestling match here in Mid-Atlantic. And as Christian York stated, this is not the first time either of these men have met. And if you haven't had a chance, ladies and gentlemen, go onto YouTube after this match or after this event this evening and check out Facade.
Christian York really cinching in that side headlock, and Facade quick to maneuver himself towards those ropes, draping his foot across that bottom rope, breaks it up real quick, back up to his feet in a flash. Well, they know who they're up against, the both of them.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. Both of these men study each other. I mean, this was one of those guaranteed matches. They knew exactly who they were facing when they came in. I mean, they studied the tapes. And Facade, great master of ring presence, as you were pointing out, Steve, right there. And York was such power, just throwing Facade down like a rag doll.
Well, Facade, getting sent down by York. Wise to slide to the outside, though. Very wise. Very aware of his position at all times.
Facade claiming a hair pull there, but not from my vantage point, and he tripped himself over the ropes.
Perhaps I spoke too soon about being aware of his position at all times.
Well, I think
Great competitor, though. It can happen to anyone at any time.
Well, he's also distracted by our wonderful photographers, Jimmy Hunt, out there. Both men just sizing each other up now.
And the fans want to see these guys go at it at top speed.
Well, I can't blame him, Steve. I definitely want to see that too. Collar elbow tie leading into a great fireman's carry, and Christian York back in control now of the left arm of Facade. And wait a minute, is Facade reaching back for some of the dreads of Christian York?
Well, he'd be wise to. He's trying to get out of that maneuver, isn't he?
Yeah, but come on, there's other ways to get out of it. I mean,
well, I suppose you can sit in a corner and wish all day like you wish for your life to be better, your waist to be thinner, and your intellect to be anywhere near mine. But some of us like to do something about it, just like Facade did in the ring right now. He's got York tied up like a pretzel.
absolutely. Facade, while he does have that speed, a master submissionist, and we could definitely see something there. Looks like going into a modified sharpshooter.
Well, whatever you want to call it, whatever he's doing, it's definitely effective. And there at the end, maybe letting his temper, his desire to insult York get the better of him. Is it just me, or does there seem to be some bad blood between these two?
Well, I'm sure there has to be. I mean, they have met each other in different venues before, and there's nothing wrong with a little psychological warfare, Steve. I mean, I got to give credit to Facade there. He is trying to get in the head of Christian York and take him off of his game. Great chop, though, by Christian York.
And Christian York, did you see the momentum that he sent Facade into that top turnbuckle with? And now just unloading on him. Nice spinning kick to the chin. And Facade, his socks are rocked. York absolutely decimating him for the moment. Facade, the reversal.
And wait a minute, look at the speed of York and Facade.
Up
wow.
Top, moonsaults over top of York. York on the middle rope, though. Facade gets caught with that crossbody off.
Going into the pin. Wait a minute. What?
Not going for the pin. Tries to turn him over, but Facade sweeps the legs out from under him, goes for a lateral press. York sweeps the legs out from under Facade, goes for a lateral press. One more time. Oh, did you see York leaped over him, but he gets caught?
I tell you what, I blinked. These guys are starting to move fast. They're really revving it up into third and fourth gear here now.
I know you can't keep up, but give me a chance.
Even you got to be impressed by the speed of both competitors,
I
Stephen
certainly
Henley.
am. You'd be a fool not to be impressed by these guys.
Facade claiming another hair pull and using the ropes to try to break out and slow the momentum of the match down, because obviously that exchange was not in his favor.
Well, you know, it's reasonable. A hair pull could have happened there. Everything was going so fast there. As you yourself said, you had trouble keeping up. Why couldn't our referee? He could have missed it.
Oh, wait a minute, but Facade has claimed a hair pull a couple times. Great chop, though, by Facade now.
Whatever he's claiming, he just made it happen. Kick to the gut, turns fortune in his favor, lifts up while York's going across, trips him up. York, he looks mad.
Absolutely.
He feels Facade's out to make a fool of him, levels him with a forearm shot. They're trading blows there.
And going back and forth. And what an upset it would be for Facade if he was victorious against Christian York. It definitely has to take him further in that gut check process to be able to upset a gut check winner like Christian York.
No argument for me on that one. You've made an absolutely sound point. And Facade knows it. So does York. York knows what Facade's out here to do. He's not out here for a good showing. He wants to win. That win can change his fortunes. It can change the rest of his life. To get a win over a gut check winner, that puts him, you got to think, close to the top position for the next shot at winning that competition.
Absolutely. And wow, what a great boot by York. Coming off the ropes and a knee. Looked like right square in the mouth. 1, 2.
Facade may be out of this one. I don't care if he did kick out there. That's got to knock you for a loop.
I think I saw a tooth fly out, Steve, at some point there. And York, wait a minute. Facade trying to grab the dreads of Christian York again.
Christian York really cinching in that rear headlock. After everything Facade just did to him, I can't blame him for wanting to slow things down. When things are going fast, it's any man's game. But when you slow it down, when you have control, that's when you can change your fortune. That's when you lay your groundwork. And look at how Christian York's got him tied up here. The legs are neutralized, the arms are neutralized, the back's bent, the neck's not feeling good. Every part of Facade's body's hurting right now.
Absolutely. It just wears you down on so many levels. And Facade laying the mat as York measures him.
You know, York may have made the decision to release that maneuver, but Facade's the one that's fortunate he did. I don't care if he's getting those battering ram shots right now. The way York previously had him tied up, not a very hopeful position. I question York's strategy in letting him up.
And a great headbutt there by Christian York. Christian York just calculating every move made from this point on, using the turnbuckles to his advantage and giving Facade a tour of the ring. Irish whip into the corner.
York runs in after him, but Facade turns him around, sits him up top. York blocks it, gets caught with a fist to the face.
And York coming off the ropes, but no one there. Wait a minute, look at this.
Facade swept him out of the way, kick to the gut, chop across the chest.
Another chop, Facade coming off the ropes, and wait a minute, the power of Christian York slamming Facade down to the mat. Grapevine's leg, 1, 2, this could be it, no.
Well, York lifted him up and he spiked him down face first. Facade feeling every bit of that one. Don't know where he found the wherewithal to kick out of it, though. He's still in it, though. Thankful for him for the moment. Drop kick to the head, though, not going to do him any favors following up the impact he's already received previously.
Absolutely not. Facade now Facade being measured by Christian York.
And Christian York really planting those kicks square on the chest of Facade. Comes off the ropes. Clothesline going to send Facade to the outside.
And the fans are pleased with this action.
Well, the fans, they wanted high energy. They wanted a spirited contest, and right now they are getting their money's worth. Make no bones about that.
And that
Christian York getting the fans amped up. He wants to feel this moment. Bounce off one side of the ring. Facade back in, though.
Wait a minute. But nothing. Great crossbody. Wait a minute. Facade caught him, but York was able to power out there. Wait a minute.
Small package.
1, 2. Wow, I thought we had it there. Look at the speed and
Facade almost stole that one in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely, and Facade's going to definitely need this break now as he tosses Christian York out of the ring. And wait a minute, can we see some? Oh, great baseball slide by Facade there.
And Facade has absolutely unloaded on York with everything he's had in the last couple moments. After previously feeling an unrelenting offense, Christian York, he's found a moment. He's going to do everything he can with it.
And when Facade breaks the count, looks like wants to delve out some punishment to Christian York.
Well, outside there, nobody's friend is the concrete floor. Nobody's friend is the ring post. Nobody's friend is that canvas. You've got a world of weapons out there that are absolutely illegal. They're not foreign objects. They're just there for use.
Well, I'll tell you what, they need to be careful because the referee is already up to 6. I would hate to see this end in a double count out.
Oh, what a disappointment that would be. The referee, I think he even doesn't want to see it in this way. You can see he's slowed down on his counting.
Absolutely.
We all know how much this match means to both men and how much this match means to Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. And Christian York diving in the ring, Facade rolling back in. Christian York went outside to follow him, but nope, he's going up top. He's going up top. I thought Facade got ahead of him getting back in the ring, but Christian York well scouted.
Oh, that's going to need some ice later on.
Facade likewise well scouted that situation.
And Facade using the referee as a shield.
Referee questioning whether or not that was intentional. As far as he's concerned, though, it appears he's taking for granted, or at least taking at his word, that was just Facade's momentum moving him to his next maneuver. A lot of leniency on that call. Fortunate for Facade, not for York.
And I tell you, the referee has given a lot of latitude in this matchup. I am grateful for that. We have seen a fantastic contest between these two men because of it. And now Facade stretching out Christian York here.
Modified surfboard from a kneeling position.
Putting that knee square into the back.
And really cranking back with that extra leverage use, using the arms of York against him as he continues to plant that knee, which you previously mentioned, still firmly in his back.
And that's compressing the spine area, ladies and gentlemen, and doing the real damage to Christian York.
But Christian York, you see, He's rocking those arms back and forth, trying to tear away from this thing for everything he's got left in him. Facade, though, realizing that, elbow to the head of York, walks around, kicks him across the chest.
And great trying for the pin. One count only, though. Facade's going to have to do some more work if he expects to garner the victory over Christian York. And great toe kicks to the breadbasket.
And Christian York unloads on Facade, sends Facade into the corner, catches a boot running in after him, though.
And I tell you what, I think Facade's slowing it down a little bit here, not out of intention, but just out of sheer exhaustion for taking the punishment that it's been by Christian York and choking now, trying to level that playing field out.
Well, you can't blame Facade. Everything these guys have thrown at each other in this contest, you got to pick your moment where you can find it. To heck with what anybody thinks of your tactics, what the fans think of your tactics, what the ref thinks of your tactics, what Matt Epling himself thinks of your tactics. Does not matter if a disqualification doesn't occur. You're still in this one. You still got your shot at the victory.
And using the dreads now, Facade pulling every trick possible.
Again, maybe tasteless, still effective.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait, what is Facade going for?
Well, right now, I believe, unfortunately for Facade, he's lost his mind.
Wait a minute, he wants to use the belt?
Well, Facade asking the fans to give him articles of their clothing for him to punish York with.
But you got to think, why is
York
Facade,
with a schoolboy from behind, though. Facade ran right into that one. It almost cost him.
And that's what I was going to say, Steve. I mean, Facade worrying about the outside. Great clothesline by Christian York. Almost decapitating Facade, coming off the ropes and elbow, but no one home as Facade quickly moves out of the way. And I tell you what, Steve, I think earlier that Facade wasted too much time out there, but he's getting very lucky at this point.
Facade springboarding off the bottom rope, drops the leg across the throat of York.
And grapevines the leg too.
Very unorthodox way to grapevine the leg. That's going to be our secret word of the day, evidently, unorthodox.
And I think that's what we have seen here. But that's what you got to do to make a name for yourself here in NWA Mid-Atlantic.
You got to look to impress. You got to look to do the unexpected. Nobody here tonight on this card rests on their laurels.
No, everybody has brought it from beginning to end, and there's still competitors that have not even had a chance to wrestle yet. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you got your money's worth in this internet pay-per-view. You're going to see some of the best action you're ever going to see on the independent scene.
Well, let's talk about what they've still got left to see tonight.
Absolutely.
We've got the Mid-Atlantic Championship on the line, ladder match style.
I know, and two guys that are in the top 10 of the NWA right now. Number 7, Chance Prophet, as of the date of this airing, and number 3, Lance Erickson.
And York and Facade still taking it to one another in the ring. York trying to mount a comeback. Facade cutting him off. Facade off the ropes. York ducks the clothesline. Facade ducks the clothesline. Both men off the ropes, and they collide with double cross bodies.
Well, it's almost they're thinking identical out there, Steve. I mean, say what you want, but hairstyles apart, both of these men have definitely studied each other to the point where they know what to do.
Well, it's a familiar rivalry to these men. You know, you think these guys don't like each other. You're right about that. But these guys spend more time with each other than they do many members of their family fighting one another.
Absolutely. The hours and miles down the road, the only thing you got to think about is your next match.
And look at the fight they're raging right now. And York, he is absolutely on fire. Well, I said that too soon.
Well, and that's the thing. Facade is just so resilient. Irish whipping.
Both of these men are. Great clothesline by York.
And look at the power of York just measuring Facade.
And that clothesline is serving him well. And he catches Facade's arm there, ties him up. I'm not even sure what to call that, but the one thing we can agree on, effective, absolutely effective. And York lying in wait, Facade back up to his feet in that corner, gets caught with that clothesline one more time.
And coming off the ropes, and wow, look at that. Look how quickly the tempo of the match has changed.
But York just a quick bounce off the ropes after Facade, trading positions in that ring. York catches him with an enziguri, goes for the lateral press, hooks the leg. Facade very, very lucky that he still has the presence of mind after that flurry of offense to kick out.
I know, and York giving it his all. I mean, just that enziguri out of nowhere. Facade coming. What?
Well, Facade leapt back out of the way, jumped back up to his feet, and he caught York.
And I tell you what, that was a quick as a hiccup move, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the kind of innovation you can expect to see here in NWA Mid-Atlantic.
Absolutely, Steven. And now, York being pulled back up to the mat by Facade. Looks like
York turning around, catching Facade with some shots to the head, kicks him in the gut. He's got Facade tied up in position, but Facade uses his momentum, just kind of leans into him, forces him into that corner, lifts him up onto the top rope. A shot with the right hand. Facade takes a moment to listen to the fans, but doesn't waste too much time. York, though, pushes him off. Facade coming right back at him.
And Facade not giving Christian York an opportunity. And wait a minute. Look at the power of York. Oh, what an atomic drop.
A super atomic drop at that, inverted. And that, my friend, that is every single man on the planet's weakness. Somersault roll through on top of Facade by York. He's got him hooked up.
And wait a minute.
Whoa.
Great swinging neck breaker. This could be it. 1, 2. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen.
And Christian York picking up the victory.
The winner of the match, Christian York. And Christian
York, that was a hard-fought victory to a T. But you know what? He's been showcasing that his entire career. A lot of people wondered, would he ever get the chance to make it to the big time? And he answered that gut check challenge. He got a shot at the big time. Facade looking for his moment to make a name for himself. Today it was not to be at the expense of Christian York, but nonetheless a more than impressive showing by both men here today.